And we are live. I just had to check. My eyes went that way, so I had to check. Can't see. Sorry. So I'm going to make everyone big here. So, okay, hello.
G'day.
G'day, everyone.
This is my first stream of 2023, and we're doing a top 5 action films. I have on my that way. I'm not good on left or right. So I'm a noob. We have Scott Crusher. Say hello,
G'day,
Scott. Okay, down there diagonally beneath me is Andrew. There you go.
G'day, everyone.
Over there is his other better half of Keep On Collecting, Matt. And I am Mr. P.G.M, formerly known as, not formerly known, what am I saying formerly known? I don't know.
Formerly known as the artist known as.
And
the artist known as Hobbit.
Yes. We need to have Sci-Fi, but he's having trouble at the moment getting on. So I will check that very, very soon. But I just wanted to say that welcome, one and all, to this live chat. And yes, as the guests of the chat roll in, maybe not, I don't know. We'll just let's see anyway. So let's have a chat anyway and see what's going on with all you lovely peoples there. So what's been going on? 2023, eh?
Let's do him first.
We're 10 days in already. Where is the year going? Come on, tell everyone the good news, Scotty. Oh, Pete, thank you for having me, mate. Happy to be here. What's going on with me? Mate, I've just been working. I've just got back from Canberra for Summernats. I'm in the automotive business by trade, so I've been down there working for the last 4 or 5 days. I just got back on Sunday, and straight back into work. So, mate, nothing much fun to report for me. Just working, mate. Working and looking forward to a big 2023. And that's it.
And congratulations to Scott Crusher. His channel has hit 1,000 subs.
Oh, thank you. Look, that is very exciting. I appreciate that. I'm not one to go overboard in celebrating things like that for myself, but I'm more than appreciative that others here are going to call it out. So thank you, boys. I appreciate that. I was having a little chat with Pete before we jumped on about just the approach to I think we're all pretty consistent in the approach that we take. I mean, we just make videos and do live streams and have discussions that make us happy, and what will come of it will come of it. You know what I mean? That's really how I try to approach it. Live streams and have discussions that make. Can I hear myself?
Yeah, I did. I'm going to turn that down.
What a shocking voice that is. I will say one thing. I'm still not used to hearing my own voice. I still got completely freaked out just then.
I'm not either. I sound like Kermit the Frog half the time, Scott. So that's right. So,
I don't know. Maybe one day I'll get used to the sound of my voice, but certainly it hasn't happened yet. But mate, no, all good. So yeah, happy about that, Matt, Andrew. Thank you for calling that out, mate. I'm very grateful and appreciative, and can't believe it. And it's good. Like the last little kind of 100 or 150 have felt really quick. But I was saying to Pete before we got on, I actually jumped into my analytics today and had a look at just the kind of process. And I was saying to Pete, this is true. After 9 months on YouTube and about 10 or 12 videos, I had 10 subscribers. So if that doesn't show that I do it just because it makes me happy to make these videos, then I don't know what will. Because thinking about it now, like plugging along for 9 months and having 10 subscribers, it was obviously just a labor of love, because it's not for want of anything else. But anyways, enough about that. Thank you, boys.
Well, we haven't been very busy either. Like we put a video out a few days back. What did we do? Oh, that's right. We showed our Christmas presents. That's right.
Yeah.
Wine. Oh God, that's excellent.
I feel a bit naughty drinking red wine in the collection room. So
it's because he's gone over 1,000. He's gone from beer to wine. You see.
I'm very la-di-da now.
You've got a bit of wine.
I've been away. I've got no carton of Heineken in the fridge. So desperate times call for desperate measures.
Okay, Sai has just actually messaged me on Instagram. It's still not working.
Has he got an email?
He's just come
into an email.
He's just actually trying to get on at the moment, but
Bugger.
I don't know what's going on with that, because I did actually send him a link twice. So,
Okay.
so I think for all I can do is say keep on trying. Sorry, I will come in and out, but I think we should just continue. Right?
Yep.
So, yeah.
It'll
So
be a boring live stream, Pete, if we all just sat here and go, let's wait for Si.
yeah.
It'd be like the Brady Bunch, where they were all just looking at each other in boxes.
If I have to sing that song, Andrew, I don't want to.
But you remember it though.
Brady Bunch. No, not really. So, but you guys, how's your year going? Keep on collecting. I mean,
Pretty
you started,
good.
You
we got together. I don't know when we got together. Life of AIDS me a couple of weekends ago, maybe. And we went to the Canberra National. Or is that Canberra? The National Dinosaur Museum in Canberra.
Yeah.
Did some filming there, so that'll be a bit different. And then we visited the Canberra Vintage Collector Centre, CVCC. Got a couple of toys. So I've been working a little bit on that video. Just.
And then we unboxed a lot of dinosaurs, didn't we, man?
That's right. We did a dinosaur video, and that was just like the never-ending dinosaur unboxing.
Yeah, it's just like the whole new wave. It was just incredible.
But Batman. It was maybe if we just gone dinosaur. Fine. Ryan has embraced it, and I noticed in his Happy New Year video, he's kind of gone, and Batman.
Yeah. I saw that. I saw that. It was quite funny, I think. Yeah.
Hey, looks like Rolando's hit the chat.
Hey, Rolando.
Yeah. I've got on big screen, everybody, so we can actually get started. So everybody can just chat amongst themselves, and I'll, if Matt or Scott or even Andrew could say g'day to everybody, and I will do the same. So and don't worry, guys, I will reply. But this is a lengthy process when it comes to top fives. We have to actually face up to our challenges, and you can see the violins coming in, can't you? Really, I'm just babbling again. So let's get into it. Let's get into
Mr. B. Mr. B's in there for you, Pete.
Hey, Mr. B.
Hey, before you start, Pete, I noticed something different behind you.
Yes.
Did they all fall down, or did you move them down?
Oh, yeah.
Can you see that?
It's just a wall.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's got he's starting there.
Yeah, he's got some Star Wars there too.
Star Wars, it'll be bigger. I'm getting
excellent.
Some shelves that are going to cover this, and I'm taking your advice, Andrew. I'm putting action figures up along here.
Well, it mightn't be very good advice, but
it could be like a guy. He could be Seinfeld.
It's like Seinfeld, yeah.
I had to take down my wall of
bad man, Andrew. Very bad
man. They were kind of jingering together, and I don't really want it to collapse on me. So it's going to be a new look for the P.G.M Show this year. So, but a good one actually. So, and I might give you a little bit of hint.
G'day, Linda.
Hey, Linda. There might be
B.
3 sets. I might have 3 sets going in my small apartment. So,
Ooh.
Okay.
So, one might be a movie DVD behind me, and one might be a TVC wall behind me. So, that's, but still the PGM show. But it might be
Good
talking
idea.
about things. And so yeah,
Excellent.
might be fun. Might be my seat shifting somewhere else, and you know, I might be outside. You know.
Could be cool.
You
You
know,
have a balcony?
yeah, flying off the balcony, you know. So, oh my goodness, it's the chat is going off for 6. Great, fantastic. Everybody's saying hello to Mr. B. Orlando, good to see you, Alinda. See, I'm not ignoring you. But yes, my sets will change. So let's get into the top 5. Matt, you saying you are going to do it in action figure form?
Well, no, I'll show you. Oh, yeah, I will be showing figures as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Scott, you'll be doing it in. What are you doing? Action figures, DVDs, films.
I mean,
doesn't really matter.
You know what? So my top 5 is most definitely not like the definitive top 5 action movies of all time. I've gone for personal favorites.
Mine too. That's
So-
what I'm going to say, Scott.
and a lot of mine don't really have action figure lines. Unfortunately, I've got a couple of VHS tapes next to me. I wish I had props for them all, but some is better than none. So
yeah,
Correct.
Awesome. Andrew, what are you doing? A mixture of both?
Yeah, I'm doing with action figures. I'm doing it while eating Pringles. And so it's my snack of choice tonight.
this stream is sponsored by Pringles.
By Pringles, that's right. See?
Pringles is not watching.
Mine's sponsored by Exquisite Chocolates by Dan.
Oh, that's awesome.
Is that the correct spelling, Matt? That's what I asked the other night. Or did
Yeah,
someone find it?
video. No, it's not.
Oh, excellent.
I haven't got a sponsor, so I'm just sponsoring myself.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Star Wars off to your right shoulder.
Me.
Sponsored by
No.
P.G.M Show.
Okay, I'm going to start with Scott first, and then go down and sorry, Scott.
Alrighty.
G'day, Miss Daddy.
Yeah. Hey, Miss Daddy. So, what is your 5? And we'll have honourable mentions too, by the way. So,
Okay.
We're just doing one at a time. Sorry to interrupt. Are we doing one at a time?
Scott, Matt, Andrew, me. Yeah.
So I'm just doing my number 5. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. 5 to 1. Yeah.
Alrighty. So
sorry, that's a bad joke.
Alrighty. So number 5 for me. I don't know that it'll be on anyone else's list, but I love it, and a big part of it is nostalgia. It's one of my favorite '90s movies, and that's Twister. Now, obviously, like when it comes to a lot of like action is a pretty diverse genre. So there's subgenres. You got superhero films or disaster films, or I didn't quite know where to draw the line on some of them, but I mean, to me, Twister is all action. In 1996, when it came to disaster movies, like the visuals in this movie, in my humble opinion, stand up really well. And I love it. It's a road movie. It's got a strong sense of place in that Midwest tornado alley. It's got the heartstrings vibe with the whole love triangle with Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt, that other young lady. And I just thought it's Philip Seymour Hoffman. I thought Twister was great, so that's why it's my number 5. It's a personal favorite of mine. I won't get like a year won't pass without me throwing that on. So that's why it's my number 5.
That's it's a really good movie. That Bill Paxton, may he rest in peace.
That's it.
But we won't go there. That's
That was first of the CGI films too, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was. Helen Hunt was a very young woman back then. So,
But it's got those, like, you know, those memorable visuals. You know, the cows being lifted up, the twin tornadoes over the lake, and it's just got a lot of those awesome visuals.
There's a cow. There's a cow again.
Yeah. Same cow.
Yeah.
Philip Seymour Hoffman was in it.
Yeah.
He was great in that as well. But he was brilliant. So, moving on down to Matt, what's your
Well, like Scott, it's more about, as we discussed earlier, like a lot of our toys come from, I guess, movies. And so it's easy to kind of go, oh, I really love that movie. And you go, oh, I've got a toy for that as well. So off you go and get the toy. But I actually looked at the original of this, and it wasn't considered an action movie. So I went, well, what about the remake? And then I went, oh, this is classified an action movie. And because, you know, I think action, there's a lot, as Scott said, there's a lot of genres, like they go sci-fi action or action adventure. So this one, but I've got a figure here. So here's a NECA figure for Godzilla, for the original Godzilla versus King Kong. And as a child, I adored Godzilla and versus King Kong. It was my favorite film. And so when they remade it, even more so, that was like my childhood coming back. And I didn't care who was going to win the battle. Who's going to win? Oh, it's going to be stupid. You know what? You just watch this movie and movies are just a release, right, from reality. And that's what it is. It's just, you know, these two bashing each other up. And I was kind of glad in the end they joined forces and helped each other out. But Godzilla versus King Kong, because I love Godzilla since I was about 2 years old. So he has to get a mention in my top 5.
Right. That's a progressive. It's been a progressive franchise.
Yeah, 100%. From a man in a suit to this amazing CGI here now, it's really come a long way, Godzilla. But I think the Japanese want it back now, and I think they've made a few shorts in the last couple of years with a man back in a suit to celebrate a few anniversaries of the 70s movies. So there was a Smog Monster, and I think, is it a Gigan or they're monsters that no one probably knows about. But they've made a couple of shorts, 10-minute shorts, with a man back in a suit. So I'm really happy by that.
A man back in a suit. Is that man being zipped up in a suit going?
I mean, I've seen a classic picture with a guy he's in the Godzilla suit and he had the head part off and he's having a fag. I love it.
Jack, you back on. Okay.
Yeah, commercial. Okay. I was going to take a cigarette out.
Is that why he breathes fire? Because the cigarette was on fire on the inside.
We're all mad here, people in the chat. We're all mad, but that's right. Us. Okay, Andrew, what's your?
Well, I'm going from the. I'm sort of going up to number 1, so I'll start with 5. So I'm going. Well, I will share the toy with it. Some people might know this film or like it, but I'm going with John Travolta's Battlefield Earth.
Battlefield Earth.
Came out in 2000. A lot of people panned it and that because of John Travolta being with the Scientology people and all that sort of thing. And but as an action film, it was quite good. The premise was, man was nearly extinct because of alien attack, and then they uprised and got the weapons and fought them back. So there's John Travolta.
Oh wow!
What's his name? Terrell? Is it Terrell?
Turl.
Is that Terrell? Is it?
Ferrell. Turl.
Terrell. Sounds like a real 90s one. Ferrell Terrell.
He's John Ferrell Travolta.
That's his action figure. And the spaceship they flew around in, the baddies, was this one, which I actually got off Matt years and years ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that's that one there. So which is pretty awesome. I mean, I do like the film. I thought it was pretty good. So
it's been a long time since I've seen that.
Been a long time, yeah. So that's about the only. They did about not many time. This was the only. Oh, they did smaller vehicles because this is done by Trendmasters. So they did that smaller vehicle line that doesn't actually fit the action figure. I think they had little action figures or something, didn't they, Matt?
I can't remember.
Don't comment. I don't know.
Don't help me out. It's all right.
Well, I was reading the comments.
I looked off into the right. I don't know, Andrew.
Sorry.
Yeah, but I sort of like that post-apocalyptic type thing with aliens, you know, and man's really wiped out, and they find, like in that film, go in and find Harrier jump jets. It's a bit silly because it's supposed to be hundreds of years after aliens took over and they were able to fly Harrier jump jets, like the humans, you know. So was it? I mean, if you didn't look at it like scientifically, and it's just a fun film to watch.
I think a lot of the movies we're going to be talking about today are that, like, let's just not overthink it. Let's just enjoy it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right.
There's so many movies that I loved as a kid, and I watch it now, and I'm like, oh, you know what? Let's not second guess this. Let's just enjoy it.
Don't overanalyze it.
Yeah.
Just let's crack a smile over it.
That's it.
So I guess it's my turn, isn't it? Yes.
Yep.
It's my turn.
You're right.
So, I'm going to have to pick DVD.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to be like Scott here and just pick the favorites, pick some of my favorites. But I'll put this on 5 anyway, on the fifth number. So everybody knows this was terrible. Of course, a man who runs very fast and kills people willy-nilly. And has a lot of fun doing it because he wants his daughter back. That's the whole premise of the film.
There you go.
Who's his daughter, Peter? Do you remember who his daughter is? Actress?
Yes. A very young actress called, she was in Who's the Boss?
Charmed. Who's the boss? Charmed.
Alyssa
Milano.
That was right on the tip of my tongue.
That's right.
So yes, and a good Vern. What's his name? Another Australian actor. Vern Wells.
Oh, Vernon Wells. Yeah.
Played the bad guy in that. Played a really good bad guy in that. But excellent film. Like you said, Scott, and everyone, this is just a popcorn film. You can't analyze this film, right? You sit down, you watch all this blood and guts and all these cardboard cutouts of men getting bombed out of their existence. If you didn't pick that in the film, when he was exploding those barracks, they were cardboard cutouts. Yeah, you could see that.
Really?
Check it out. It's funny. Yes.
Okay.
A good film. So yes, good old Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Can't go wrong.
It was only a matter of time before Arnie came up in this list.
Oh yeah, Arnie in his prime was the best.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
He's doing pretty good in Expendables though, and there's another one coming up, I think. So.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. Expendables 5. 54 probably. I don't know. Number 54. That joke didn't work, did it? It went right over everybody's head. That's fantastic.
Back to the drawing board.
Let's continue with Scott's number 4.
Alrighty, number 4 for me is just another probably maybe a little bit more obscure, but just another personal favorite of mine, the late 70s movie The Warriors.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I love that movie. I mean, I was chatting to Matt about it not that long ago because I watched it not that long ago, and it's one of those movies for me that I don't have a prop for it, unfortunately, and I don't believe there was ever action figures for it. I'm sure there's been like modern deluxe collectibles. Yeah. I'm sure what like
Mezco.
Mezco
released a set of the 5 POA from I think it was one from each of the gangs.
Like in the classic style.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Wasn't it called We Were Warriors?
No.
That's the New Zealand version. Once Were Warriors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, the Warriors. Yeah, it's like a 1970s Streets of New York gang style movie. It combines elements. It feels very much like a comic book style movie. It feels a little bit like a video game kind of movie because the Warriors are basically a New York City gang who have been framed for murdering the most powerful gang leader in New York, and they have to make it back to their turf of Coney Island through the night, encountering all these other classic like 70s cartoony New York City style gangs. And it's just awesome. It's got a wicked soundtrack. Like I said, it feels like a video game because the scenes almost feel like different levels with them taking on different gangs, and it's got, like I said, it's got a wicked soundtrack. It's the story is structured around Homer's poem, The Odyssey. So it's got a lot of cool layers to it. Like I feel like it's one of those movies. A lot of the movies I'm going to be talking about today are like very much popcorn movies where you don't want to overthink them. To me, The Warriors is a bit of a break from that. In that, the more times I watch that, the more I appreciate it. It feels a little bit more complex. There's something different to take from it on repeat viewing. So it's one that I recommend if you've not seen The Warriors.
So when they fight, did you hear a voice go, "Finish him"?
No, it's very much like it's very much like that 70s style, like celery hitting a wall. Like they might as well have had they might as well have had like the 60s Batman, pow and stuff like that come up.
I thought it was more violent than that. I thought it was really dark, gritty, more violent than that.
Well, it is, but like when you watch it now, it's you compare it to violence in some more modern releases, and it's doesn't really
quite
have that same weight to it. But I think it's just a fun movie, but a good one.
It's got no known actors in it. I know that for certain. So,
well, I was going to give you a fun fact about the Warriors. And the lead actor, Michael Beck, who plays Swan in it, is actually the following year completely the opposite type of role. He was Olivia Newton-John's love interest in Xanadu.
Oh, there you go. I hadn't made that connection.
Well, it's only because I watched The Warriors a few months back.
Yeah, but it's got. So I mean, the only actor that I know from that is it James Remar, who plays Ajax, who's been in a bunch of stuff over the years.
I think so, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's not. I mean, it kind of strikes me a little bit like maybe it was more of an indie film when it came out, or because it doesn't have I don't think it's got any full 70s heartthrobs or anything in it. You know what I mean?
Definitely not. No.
So funny, The Warriors.
Yeah, The Warriors, number 4.
Yeah.
Good choice.
Matt.
But funny because I've watched both Commando and The Warriors in recent months, so that's quite fun.
You violent person.
Yeah, I am by nature. No, my number 4 is I have a love affair with Kurt Russell in my dreams, and my 4th movie is Escape from New York.
Yes.
Snake Plissken, bloody hell! I love him in this role. There's another one coming up, but in actual fact, today I picked up LP Escape from New York from John Carpenter as well. So I'm super stoked by that. But yeah, I love this film. Had quite a lot of it has Ernest Borgnine in it. Like he's in every bloody movie in the 70s.
He was,
And I just love John Carpenter. Him and John Carpenter did a few films together, obviously, if you know the history. And I've actually, Andrew, you've given me a NECA figure of Snake Plissken as well. It's up there, but if I try and grab it, it's going to knock a whole bunch of figures down. So I just left him there, and I went, I'll grab the easy to access one. But there's an in a leather jacket and everything. But yeah, he's a criminal. He's a bit of an anti-hero in it, and the president crashes on in New York, which is now just all the bad dudes live, all the criminals live, and he's got to go and.
Donald Pleasance, was it? President. Donald Pleasance played the.
Donald Pleasance is he's the president. Adriana Barbeau is I can't remember who she was married to at the time. Actually, she was married to someone quite famous, Adriana Barbeau. I think she did the Swamp Thing movie a year or two later as well. So, or was it before? Anyway, that's my number 4. Escape from New York. Kurt Russell. You can't go wrong.
You can't.
And they did a sequel, didn't they, Matt?
They did, Escape from LA. I think that was 96. So that was about 14 years later. Yeah, they made, and he was still looking pretty good. I didn't obviously enjoy it as much. So.
Yeah, great line on that. Great line on that when he goes, "Welcome to the human race." Yeah.
I think there's a wrestler in there too. When he gets caught by the gang, he gets put into a ring, and he's got a fight for his life. And I think there's quite a well-known wrestler of that time that he fights up against. It's always the way in those movies. You chuck
for sure.
Chuck the main lead up against the really bulked up wrestler. He's in trouble.
yeah, definitely.
It's a very cool figure, Matt. My number 5 movie that would be. I just grabbed They Live, John Naderpop, for then Gary B, the casual comic guy.
Stick around.
That was Wicked Matt, says Miss Detty. So that's how I'm going to do the chat tonight. Just read them out.
Are you just going to read them out, Pete? Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Oh, I'm getting lazy. I don't know. I'm 51. Anyhow, Andrew.
Well, can I just before we get Andrew? Sorry, I was going to say Gary B says in there, get those John Carpenter movies out. I really love The Thing, and The Thing really should be in here, but they don't classify it as an action movie. They actually call it a sci-fi horror.
That's how I would. That's The Thing didn't occur to me. That's one of my favorite John Carpenter movies.
Quite suspenseful, but
that's just primo. Chef's kiss.
Absolutely, The Thing is tremendous.
Yeah.
Okay, Andrew, go. You're eating.
Because listen, because you're talking about movies.
Yeah.
So I had to have my Pringles. All right. It's like watching a movie. All right. Sorry. I apologize. I've only got one more can to go.
I really hope there's no representatives of Pringles. I
mean, you're going to get a big box from Pringles tomorrow. You watch. Anyway, I'll start with it's my number 4, isn't it?
Yep.
Yes.
All right. This thing's I have the too old. This thing's heavy now. Anyway, my number 4 is this film. People bagged it as well, but I like the films they bag actually, and that's Kevin Costner's Waterworld.
Oh yeah.
Now they called it Mad Max on water, and that's what they compared it to, and they bagged it out, and they said it was the most expensive film ever made, and that's only because they had a tropical cyclone come through and destroy their on-water sets. So they had to rebuild them, and but I enjoyed it. It was great. I mean, there's he got around on this called the Trimaran, and because the premise was the world the ice caps had melted, and there was no land left, so everyone was racing around.
There was one little bit of land they had to find.
Yeah, it was a legend, the sort of thing. They to find this top of this mountain somewhere that was sticking out of the water, I think. And but he'd sort of like evolved. He because I don't know how many years this was supposed to be after it. So many years after the world flooded. So he had gills, and he could go under the water and grab things like go down and grab soil and this sort of stuff and grow bits of food. But they did, obviously, you can see they did a toy line for it. This was one of the main play set was the Trimaran. And there it is there. And we did actually see someone unbox this, didn't we, Matt?
Yeah, I think it's Super John, actually. Super Awesome Geek Show.
Because it's quite heavy. That's why I couldn't lift it up with one hand. and when it's put together, it's quite large. So I haven't. It's one of the reasons I actually hasn't taken out of the box. It's actually mint in box, this one. And
is it sealed?
Yeah, it's sealed. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, no, he wasn't a spoon, Scott. He was a fish. Sorry, bad joke.
Excellent. Yeah.
Stricken that from the record. Stricken it.
But if people haven't seen the film by now, too bad, because at the end of the film, the main battle happens on an old oil tanker, and it ends up getting sunk. But the name on the oil tanker was the Exxon Valdez, which was really good because that was the famous tanker that broke up and dropped a lot of oil in the ocean.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's one of my sort of it is on my top 5 favorite action films. Actually, I do really like it.
Oh, good cast too. Good cast. Janine Triplehorn. You had oh god, what's the smoker guy?
Dennis Hopper.
Dennis Hopper, that's the one.
Yeah.
That's it. Great cast.
Well, the little girl. So I was watching. I love Veronica Mars, and I think it was in the second season. She came across like a bit of a computer nerdy girl at school who helped her hack into a few things, and she was actually the little girl in Waterworld. So
oh wow,
yeah, I went wow,
she's got a picture of her at the back there. If I can get it right up to the camera,
the little girl.
Yeah, there she is. There.
Yeah. So she grew up and went into Veronica Mars.
I think she was on a series called Hung as well.
Hung as well, yeah.
With it was very risque. She was trying to get into that persona of a small kid. So she was quite raunchy or sexy. And that.
Well, she's a good-looking lady. So yeah.
I don't think she's acting too much at the moment, but anyway.
No, I don't think so.
But also Kevin Costner, I think they were considering on filming some of that around New Zealand. I'm not too sure. But I think they went with Hawaii instead. Yeah.
Didn't they had a show for that? I think, was it either on the Gold Coast? They had the Waterworld show, one of those stunt shows.
Yeah. SeaWorld, I believe.
SeaWorld, was it? Yeah, I remember seeing it up there.
Yeah, same. Yeah, I remember seeing it as a kid a couple times on family trips. I'm assuming it was SeaWorld. I'm assuming it was SeaWorld. I mean, it would make sense if it was SeaWorld. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember.
I think he was an amphibious. I think he was a fish. I think that's why he was. Really
he had gills. Yeah, so he evolved. Humans had evolved, and
didn't you have webbed feet as well?
Yeah.
He said webbed feet and things like that. So
yeah. Good old Kevin Costner, eh?
Yeah. Good old
build it, and he will come. There we go. Not in that film.
Shane, that's an action movie.
We can do that next, though.
True.
Dramas. Anyway. So it's my turn, is it? It's number 4.
Your turn.
Is it 4? It's 4.
Yep.
4.
Lord of the Rings.
No.
The Running Man.
Oh, gee. Bringing out those classics.
Is this considered as sci-fi? I think not, my friends. This is one of my favorites. This is a Stephen King novel, I think, a book, adapted, of course. Running Man. Brilliant. Yep. I thought it was fantastic. Again, thrills, spills, and rocket pills. Bloody kills. That's where I was going with it. One of my favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger films. God, I've got a lot of Arnold Schwarzenegger films, haven't I?
You got 5, Pete.
This is the original because they did a remake, and the remake is not all that good. So, mind you, it did have Bryan Cranston in the remake. That's not bad. But this has this is a popcorn film again. So you just want to, watch. Yapet Koto is in this as well. Fire up and do his business, and then you've got what was the bad guy's name? He was English. He was on Hogan's Heroes. I've forgotten. Somebody will tell me. But he was good. So that's my fourth number on this.
Yeah.
Was that before or after Terminator? That one.
After.
I don't know.
Terminator was 84. I think that one was made after Predator 2, wasn't it? Because didn't he meet Jesse Ventura on Predator, and they got on well, and so he got Jesse Ventura in for the Running Man after Predator.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that how that goes?
Oh, of course, he was in this, wasn't he? I forgot about that. I know this film, and I forgot about he was in this.
He must have been just making movies back to back then.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Arnie in the 80s, yeah. He's and then because that's where in WrestleMania 2, Scotty and I did a WrestleMania 2 retro look at that, and Jesse Ventura. 4. Yeah, he gets 4. My memory.
Yeah.
And he gets up and he's like going, and the crowd are giving him this big woo, we love you, Jesse. He gets up on this table and just stands there, and the audience is just clapping him, and like I'm going, what's he doing? But that was because he'd just come back from making those back-to-back movies, and the people loved him. Yeah, Jesse Ventura.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I mean, he was a breakout pop culture kind of star at that point, beyond just wrestling. So.
Hey, I'll just be back in a sec, guys. Just keep going. I'll be back in a tick.
No minutes. I'll be back.
I'll be back.
Well, I guess we can actually take a little bit of time while he comes back.
Let's all go to the lobby and get ourselves some snacks.
Just want to tell everybody that's why.
He is.
But I just want to actually give you a little bit of tell you that I will be keeping up in the chat by saying g'day. Just want to keep these guys on big screen at the moment, or screen. So I'm not neglecting you or ignoring you. It may seem that I am, but I am not. But if you've just joined us, I know Fuller's Fingers has, so hello to you. Morning all. It's like I'm in that telephone thing and I'm reading pledges. I'm not going to give any pledges.
He says he's just gone to kicking out a kangaroo out of the house. That's from Fuller's Figures.
Hello, Salace's Rum. Hello, welcome. Look at this. Sometimes I cannot read your writing, Rum. I cannot read your writing.
The bloody ruse. They got into the house again. I've had to swat them with a fly swatter.
And you got to spray those drop bears too. Get them out of
hit them with more team.
They did.
Sorry, back again.
Sorry, can you guys actually read Slice's Rum? I can't. Not tonight.
It says, I'll translate it. It says, "This is an excellent live stream. You guys are the best. England is proud of you."
Very best convicts.
Yes. Thanks, Rum, for that. Thanks, Matt, for that translation of Rums. Welcome, anyway, Rum, and welcome to all. Anyway, so yeah, we're having a great time here. So, being now 3, we're on number 3. Are we on number 3? We're on number 3. Why keep on repeating number 3? There we go, Rock Scott. We're on number 3.
Alrighty, so we've had a couple of Schwarzenegger classics. I thought I'd introduce some Sly Stallone to the mix.
Well done. Yeah.
But it's not. I mean, look, this is probably the biggest outlier on my list because I don't know that this is this is a particularly, well-liked Stallone movie. It's not Rocky. It's not Rambo. It's the 1987 arm wrestling classic, Over the Top.
You love this. You love it.
Yeah.
I love this movie.
Yeah.
This movie's amazing. Once again, we're not going to overthink it. It's a popcorn film. It makes me. It's a movie that between the 80s rock soundtrack, the wonderful panoramic shots of Stallone as Lincoln Hawk driving his big rig through Middle America, and stopping off at tough guy, truck stops and so on. It makes me. It's like I feel patriotic, even though I'm not American when I watch this movie. You know what I mean? It's incredible. Now, when I was actually compiling my list, this film is actually a sports drama. But
What?
my beautiful X-Rental big box VHS has it categorized as action from Civic Video Mentone. So I thought, well, I'll trust their judgment and I'll include it in my top 5 action movies. It's a truck driver arm wrestling movie. Do I need to say anything more? It's incredible. So
I would say. I would say.
No, that's enough of me. Yeah,
I would say it's an action film.
I think so. I think so.
Scotty, they make toys for that,
They did. I know. You know
what? We found it in Lobos.
What's that?
We found one in Lobos, remember?
Well, in Lobos, there was like the large 8-inch or 10-inch, 12-inch, whatever that large Lincoln Hawk doll was, but they had smaller, like 4 or 5-inch action figures as well, with like an arm wrestling play feature, and it even came with like an arm wrestling table play set, and they're rare as rocking horse shit. That you can't find them anywhere.
I think that'll be your 23 pickup.
Sorry about that.
2023 pickup.
I've got Rum talking about semis. Because you talked about truck, he's talking about semis.
Yeah.
What did you say? What was the word, Peter?
Semi.
Semis.
Semi.
Semi-trailers.
The size of your appendage.
I think you should pick them up, Scotty, this year. That'll be your 23 pickup. Just bring Lobos up and get them to set up.
No. But they only had that larger one. I want like the smaller figure, because you can get that big Lincoln Hawk doll that Lobos had, but the smaller figures of all the characters, with their arm wrestling features and the arm wrestling table play set and all that gear, like that's what I would love, but you just never see them.
We'll have to keep our eye out.
Keep your eyes peeled, gents.
I like that song, Kenny Loggins' song. We're halfway there. It's a brilliant song. I always play that on YouTube.
Yeah.
It gets me right here in the feels, everybody.
Absolutely. Especially when it's played, through a montage of Stallone doing his workouts on his truck, and incredible.
Kenny Loggins, the king of soundtrack.
He can do some of the Top Gun music as well.
Absolutely, the Top Gun theme.
Footloose, Top Gun,
Danger Zone,
and the beach volleyball scene.
Yeah,
that you play all the time.
Leanne's favorite.
Leanne,
Up Close and Personal, the film called
That's
Up
right.
Close and Personal, and he did shite loads of sound, him and John Parr.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's I digress. Over to you, Matt. What's your number 3?
333. Firstly, I want to say hello to Smugglers Canyon. Christian, welcome to, and I know you're at work and you can't stay long, but we're thinking of you, mate, because we know what's going on there. So you look after yourself, and if you want to chat to anybody, reach out, mate. All righty.
Nice, Matt. Thank you.
Anyway, we'll get back to it.
Matt and Andrew Matt and Andrew will pick out people that I probably will miss, so that's fine. That's cool.
Yeah, we're just calling them out as we see them in there. So the number 3 is, just so happens to be John Carpenter again, and this time it's They Live.
Yeah,
I hate this light, man. You can't get it. There you go. That's better. And there's John Nada. I love this film. It just, as a kid, I think I watched this with my brothers, and it has a lot more meaning because as a kid, it feels like that intro where there's very little speaking and him just wandering through the streets is just building the tension, the tension of what the city is feeling and the times that they live in. And then he finds those, like, you don't know where it's going to go, and he finds those glasses. And oh my God, then there's that like world's longest street fight in the alley just to get his mate to put the glasses on. And there's some stories around that. I've seen some interviews, trying to get, how they practice that for weeks and weeks, that fight scene, and they still got it wrong. What's his name? The guy, anyway, he punched Roddy in the face first time. And, so it's just, I love this movie. John Carpenter, I've got the soundtrack to this as well. I'm a real John Carpenter nerd, I am. But then there's the actual film, of course. So let's chuck that in there because that's what they look like. I've got the so this is the NECA doll. NECA also released the female and the male aliens as well. So
right. Yeah,
I've got those. I didn't like the little 3 3/4 versions of them. I just thought this looks a lot like Roddy Piper, and I love Roddy Piper. So.
Good line about the bubble gum.
Yeah.
I think he wrote that. I think he wrote that on a piece of paper. A piece of paper, and then he kind of, I think he just wrote that out, and then they took it, and then they rolled with it, and it was just brilliant. So.
Oh, that was an ad-libbed line, was it? That wasn't in the script.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it
was just written on paper, right? Not in the script.
Oh, there you go.
Good old Roddy. And it comes across just so genuine. It's awesome. There you go.
May he rest in peace, Mr. Roddy Piper.
Yeah, absolutely. He's just he's highly missed. I was watching some wrestling of his the other day. Man, he could just get that crowd going. And he was a good guy at the time. He was a champion, and he was getting the crowd going. I can't remember who he was going up against, but man, it just went off in the 80s. Went off.
Absolutely.
So there you go. That's number 3. They Live.
Andrew. Sorry. No.
Oh no, I was just going to say it's funny when you watch these movies like They Live and what's the other one that you lent me, Matt?
Was it the Hell Comes to Frogtown?
Hell Comes to Frogtown, where Roddy Piper plays like this like tough guy hero, but I remember him in wrestling way more for being a bad guy. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah.
Yeah, it is funny. Like he didn't have these breakout roles as like a villain character in films. It was always as a good guy, even though that was going against his in-ring persona. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
That's right. He had an interview show in the wrestling.
Oh, Piper's Pit. Yeah.
It was funny. It was
great.
Oh my goodness. He punching
cracked
everybody.
Cracked the coconut over Jimmy Snooker's head.
Yeah.
I just saw a Royal Rumble with Jimmy Snooker and him coming and Roddy Piper coming back into the ring, and they were very old, right? But they had a go. And they go at each other. Fantastic watch. And everybody just stood back and let them have their limelight. It was just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
That's awesome.
So, God. Anyway, Andrew, over to you.
All right. I'm going with a...
Lost count.
Three, I think. Yeah. I'm going with a classic. A classic, a 1996 classic. And that is... this one, Independence Day. Now, this is the alien attacker ship. This is the model kit, actually. It's a fair size thing, as you can see. But yeah, I absolutely love that film. I think it was one of the sort of first films where they were blowing up cities and things like that, and it was just awesome, the special effects that they did at the time. And I watched the other night, I think it was the Films That Made Us or something like that, Matt. They had Independence Day on there. And no, it was, sorry, I'm tell a lie, it was about the models, because you know where the White House blew up and all that sort of thing. And that was a model. It wasn't actually CGI or anything like that. So it was quite amazing. They built this giant-sized replica models and blew them up, and Yeah, it was amazing. So, yeah. So there's the cover, Independence Day. The second one, which didn't have Will Smith in it because he was filming something else at the time.
I didn't want to do it.
No, he was actually filming something else. He was actually couldn't do it. And anyway,
so they wrote him out, didn't they? They wrote him out.
They wrote him out that he died and his son took over and all that sort of thing. So, but they had everyone else sort of in it, and it was really good. But I mean, it wasn't a good film because once they've done something like that, it's very hard to. What else do you do unless they blow up the earth?
Well, Will Smith didn't really slap anybody then, did he?
That's right.
I still think that was put on too.
This is controversy, Pete. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, no. Yeah, they're actors. It's hard to know where the line is sometimes.
I had to be mentioned. Come on, guys.
Yeah. That was definitely put on for because they reckon the ratings were down in the toilet. So everything those people do, because the whole award show apparently they pre-acted out, even down to the jokes. So they all come in, sit down.
I disagree with you there, Andrew. I disagree with you, but we can talk about that in the next show coming up. We'll talk about the slap and Chris Rock next week on the P.G.M Show.
Moving right along.
It's moving exactly. It's right out of my mind. Right, okay. I'm going to go with Sylvester Stallone for my number 3. Is it 3? 3. Okay.
3.
Demolition Man.
Oh, Pete, wait a sec. Keep that there, Pete. Keep that there.
Who can get back? Who can back? Oh, Matt Booby.
There you go. We'll bring a Demolition Man for you.
Yeah, Demolition Man's great.
That's brilliant. I'll have that, Matt. Yeah.
I'll send that to you.
Got it. Oh, Matt, where is it? But no, this is brilliant. This is absolutely brilliant. Wesley Snipes, of course, before he got done for tax evasion.
Yes.
Lens clear on my ring light. It's just having a field day. One of these action-packed films, of course, people killing and exploding. I can't speak. Exploding everything under the sun. Brilliant. Of course, Sandra Bullock, very young Sandra Bullock. But one hell of a good ride. Again, action. I just said that popcorn film movie. Sit back, relax, and have a ball. And he eats a rat burger. I don't think it is, but it's a movie.
It's been a while since I've seen that one.
Yeah,
I'm due for a rewatch of that too. Isn't it set in the future, but they're like nostalgic about the 90s or something like that?
Yes.
So
it goes back into the 90s, goes
that's
forward
right,
into the 90s, because he gets arrested because he's hunting down Wesley Snipes' character, and he gets frozen, and spends years and years and years, decades, goes into the future, gets unfrozen because they can't stop Wesley Snipes' character from killing everybody because his character is advanced. And
that's right. Yeah, I'm due for a rewatch of that.
Yeah, and Sylvester Stallone's character has got knitting abilities, and that's funny. He can do crocheting in a second. Oh, sorry, it's brilliant. That's his. It's got an English actor. I forgot his name. Who's the bad guy? I think it's got. I don't think it's got Body Ventura. Is it? Has it in this? I don't think. I thought it did, but I don't think it has. But good film. That's my number 3. Okay.
When was that movie? Was that when was it? 90 something?
I thought it was the 80s.
93 maybe.
Can't see. Now I'm going blind. I'm going to have to get glasses. But that's the back. I don't think you can see that, but that's the back. I wouldn't mind getting a few action figures of this, Matt. I'll tell you.
Okay. Well, it's funny because there is the odd loose one. Like when we go to collector cons, there's usually like a loose Demolition Man just sitting on a table somewhere. So usually find them for a $5 or something. So you never know.
Well, if it starts talking to you like this, grab it.
Okay. Whisper something sweet nothings in my ear.
It's a bad Sylvester Stallone. I can only do that. Forgive me, everybody in the chat. You just heard a bad impression of Sylvester Stallone. Okay. No, I'm not talking about Rocky. Okay. That's enough from me. Okay. Should we continue, guys? We should continue on number 6. Scott, what have you?
No props for this one, but my number 2 is Predator, the first Predator film. I don't know if I've stolen anyone's. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Matt. I mean, what can you say about what can you say about Predator that's not already been said? Is that one of yours coming up, Matt?
It's actually it's my next one too.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that.
I would put it in 2, but for number 1, but I won't.
I got a couple of spares just in case any of mine got snapped up. But I mean, Predator's just awesome. Like, what can be said about it that's not already been said? It's the cast is incredible. The action sequences are amazing. The suspense that it creates, like the whole kind of paranoia of the villain being unseen for much of the film. It's just fantastic. It's peak Arnie. The hunter becoming the hunted. It's awesome. I love Predator.
Yeah, and it's a little bit of a hidden tidbit that everybody knows now that Jean-Claude Van Damme was the first guy in the suit before it was Kevin Michael Hall or Peter Michael Hall.
Peter.
Yeah.
So the guy that ultimately played the Predator, though, isn't he enormous? Like, I've seen photos of him like towering over Arnie. Yeah. So how would have that worked with Van Damme? Because I don't recall Van Damme being the tallest unit.
No, he's in the little bloke.
It didn't, and that was the thing.
Oh, is that okay? Fair enough.
It didn't work. So, and I don't think Jean-Claude Van Damme was having much fun on set anyway with the suit or what was going on. And then so they changed it up, and they went with a taller actor, and I think it didn't work. I mean,
was that before or after Bloodsport? Because Bloodsport set him off, like, was really
his launch pad.
Launch pad, that's the word. Yeah. So was that before? No one knows.
Well,
I'm not too sure.
I think it was, but he's a little bit more well known for. I don't know. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he's more well known for Universal Soldier.
Yeah, I thought that was the one he was sort of got big for.
That's early. Oh, when was that made?
Because that was with him and Dolph Lundgren in it as well. So that was their hit, really. So
before we got Street Fighter, a film that won't be making the top 5.
I didn't mind that Street Fighter.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't rate it. I don't remember. I mean, I might be due for a rewatch, but I don't remember rating it as a kid. But I mean, I was so high on the Street Fighter video game franchise that it would have been difficult to live up to expectation, you know?
Well, even I wasn't too bad in it, I must say.
Yeah.
It's good to see her.
But Predator, good pick.
Predator's great.
And a good franchise. Like, it was the start of a great franchise. I don't mind it. Like, I know it gets a bit of a bad rap these days in some of the films, and they're right. Like, there's some of the films that haven't gone. Like, I think that one with The Predator, where there was the giant predator, I thought that was an excellent movie, and but it kind of lost the plot near the end when they were trying, after the other Predator had been done in and a lot of the guys had been done in. It kind of just lost the plot near the end a little bit. But
I don't know why they didn't bring Arnie back in any of the sort of like Predator films.
I don't think. Well, this is my thing about it. I don't think he wanted to do another one. They continued his character in the comic book run as Dutch, and then they had video games with Dutch in video games as well. So they continued his story in that. So I think he died in one of the comic books, but they brought it back to life as the comic books. So they went with Danny Glover in the second one, which was pretty good. And then they did what they could to actually destroy the franchise with a couple of them. But they brought it back with Prey, because I thought Prey was just awesome. The recent film with
I liked Prey. I didn't think it was. I mean, there were things about it I didn't like, but for entertainment, I enjoyed it.
But linking that gun with Predator 2 was brilliant. 1715, and then having lines from Arnie from the first one. If it bleeds, we can kill it. Direct correlation to that. I just hopefully they do another one. But
they should do one where Arnie versus the Predator and the aliens at the same time. Wouldn't that be awesome?
He's just too old.
Okay.
You got to get the Rock involved now.
Yeah,
Rock. You got to replace him with the Rock, eh?
That's right.
With an actual rock or the Rock.
Or the Rock carrying a rock.
Exactly.
If we're going there, then
let's not throw stones, people. Anyway, that's a bad one as well.
You're on fire tonight, Pete.
Oh, Peter.
It must be all that coffee I drank.
Is that what it is?
With a slit. God, I can't talk. Matt, what's your number?
Mine was Predator 2, but I guess I've got a Predator movie, and I've got a Predator, so I've got NECA have been doing great figs, and I think if we had Cy on, Cy would be definitely picking Predator in there too, or one of the Predator films. When these came out, I was absolutely stoked, because we never got anything like this before, and to get like an Arnie as Dutch, just in the jungle, that's his jungle gear. They released a few of them, and all the accessories, with his knife and his machete, and then his pistols. He's just fantastic detail. Beautiful Arnie face on him. So it's just
gripping my legs.
But you know how we obviously Kenner made Predator figures. It's not really a line I've gotten into, but why didn't we have Dutch and Jesse Ventura and Carl Weathers and why were the Kenner Predator figure? What were they based on? Were they based on a comic book, or because they don't really feel like they've come from the film?
No, I know the Aliens line came from an unmade animated show, and hence that's why Dark Horse has got the mini comics in there. And I just thought maybe, I don't know the true story behind the Predator figures.
Fair enough.
Because they're around the same time. So yeah, but I don't think they're associated.
Didn't they do a set of the other crew? They did Jesse and Poncho and.
You mean in these ones?
Yeah,
I'm talking about in the 80s or 90s, whenever those Kenner figures came out.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about this range. I just wanted Arnie, and I wanted a Predator, so I could just stand him there with.
Remember what was the film rated back then?
Well, I'll tell you the story. I was 16 at the time, and I guess a bit of a sheltered upbringing, and Mum and Dad didn't let me get out to movies much, but I was 16, and one of my mates at school, he loved punji traps, and he loved army, and anyway, I was allowed to go and watch Predator. So Predator was actually one of my first films that I was allowed to go to, without the family, tagging along with a mate. So I'm a little bit of a late bloomer in everything in my life, but yeah, that was one of the first movies, and I think that's why it just, Matt, how old is that Dutch? I don't know. I'm guessing almost 10 years old, I would say. Yeah, he's like, this is when NECA first started doing these figures, he was one of the first ones to come out.
Yeah, but Scott, some of the when Scott was saying, why didn't they have them in the 90s, like when they brought the film out? They generally didn't do toys for films that were rated, that kids couldn't actually go see.
It would have been like M15 plus for sure.
Yeah. So,
but I mean, there were Aliens figures.
But that was based upon an animated show. That was going to be an animated TV show, which fell through. And so therefore Dark Horse went, they've got Dark Horse Comics, and the comics are based upon the TV show that would have been.
What about, there were Commando figures? Commando was definitely R, wasn't it?
I'm not sure. But Pete, you've got well, they might have changed the rating by now, because ratings back then were stronger than what they are. They've re-rated them now. Yeah. So you go back and we go, it was rated R, now it's like PG.
Yeah.
When you look at it.
Times change. Getting a lot of things, a lot of TV and films are more violent.
But also, it goes the other way, Andrew. Like we get offended by things that didn't upset us back then. So
with that sort of thing, yeah. But it's funny now. But I'm sure that's one of the reasons why they didn't do toys for it.
Yeah,
because
fair enough.
Because it was kids couldn't go see it.
Because I thought the Commando film probably had a pretty adult rating, and I'm almost certain there were Commando figures. But it's interesting. I mean, there were obviously Toxic Crusaders and Toxic. Okay, it's an M, maybe not.
It's an M. So for mature audiences. So
it's funny, yeah.
Maybe one day I can watch it.
A couple of years, Scott. I
had to cover my eyes because I'm not that mature, so it's fine.
We'll move on to Andrew. So two of us. Let's see if Andrew's got Predator as well.
No. No. Okay, then if it's up to me. All right. I only watched this actually with my daughter the other night. She had never seen it before, and so sort of introducing the sort of like to the classic films, we like to watch. And because you got to watch it on VHS, Scotty? So we've got Raiders of the Lost Ark on VHS.
That's awesome.
So I'm not bringing out the whole collection of the toys because there's quite a lot of it, but here you go. Here's Indiana Jones and his horse.
There you go. There's a Hasbro one from 2008.
Yeah, so when he rides off, and my daughter enjoyed it, and I hadn't seen it for quite a long time, and so so I really enjoyed that film. I remember going and seeing it with my parents and things like that. So it was good to instead of my daughter, instead of playing games, we'll in fact because Matt was going off, we were about to play zombies, weren't we, Matt?
Oh yeah, we were.
So I said, we'll watch Indiana Jones instead. So, so Indiana Jones is, it is classed as an action film.
Action adventure.
Action adventure, yeah. So I wouldn't say like it was non-stop action. You're right, Matt. It's an action adventure type film.
Yeah.
There's a lot of films that have action from start to finish. And so, but anyway, it was... one of my favourite, and there's the back of the VHS.
It's an excellent movie.
Unfortunately, it's not the VHS isn't a higher one, which is
that'd be like gold these days if you found an ex-rental Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah,
like Ghostbusters on it.
I know.
What would Ghostbusters be classified? Sci-fi, horror?
I think Ghostbusters is a supernatural comedy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it won't be action because it's just too much hilarity in it. Or hilarity, sorry.
Actually, because Matt worked in a video store in the day, and I remember one thing he did remember when go to video stores was I used to say to the people, now that shouldn't be in that category, and there was like a debate on what sort of what film was what. You know, did you ever come across that when you go to this category and they say it's action and go, that's not an action film, or this isn't a sci-fi.
Only when you're in the store, buddy.
I mean, yeah, there's so many movies that blur genre lines. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah they do.
Maybe I just like debating with people in the video store. That's why they closed. I think.
There's a kid there, like, I'm just trying to get my $8 an hour. Can you leave me alone?
Leave me alone, dirty man.
Tell
he was. His name was Matt.
Blame it on the keep on collecting crew. That's what I say. Okay, it's me, is it?
It's you.
It is.
Okay.
What were we up to anyway? Number 2. Is this our number 2?
Yeah, number 2. Yeah.
Oh, good.
And this here, I'm gonna hang on. Before I do that, I'm gonna bring on a guest who wasn't going to come on. You may know his forehead.
His forehead. As long as it's early.
Hey.
Oh, here he is.
There's Dan.
G'day, lads.
Hello.
How are you?
So
bloody good, man. Bloody good.
I'm flat out like a lizard drinking.
Your local bus stop.
Well, it's like welcome to Port Augusta.
Oh,
welcome to the gutter.
Welcome to Australia.
Welcome to Australia, mate. Australia.
Is that your new place here, Daniel?
This is a new toy room because mine's been disconnected. So I now live here. I now live here. Yeah.
Where are you going to put everything? Oh my goodness.
Look, I'll show you the. I'll show you the toy room. Here it is. Here. Look, there's the toys. Here's my toy room. It is what it is.
You should be like Sizz Dog, Dan. In his outro, he's laying on the street with a sign going, "We'll dance for money, or we'll get toys for money, or something."
Yeah,
I'm begging for
$20 is $20, you know.
Yeah. we'll drop pants for toys.
Yeah, we'll show a nipple. We'll show a nipple for an action figure.
Oh God! I hope that's your new channel name.
No, it's not. So anyway, I hate to interrupt you. Please continue with your chats, but I will give you my top 5 at the end of the program. And take notes because there will be a pop quiz.
What quiz? No.
Not in the scripts,
Scott. If it's really hot and pole dancers in it, I'll be in it.
You're pinging there. You're pinging there, Pete. What's going on?
I'm pinging. I don't know.
No, that's me. I'm pinging.
Oh, you're pinging, right?
Yeah.
Did you win lotto or something?
Oh, bloody hell! I wish.
Right. Can I get back to what I
Please continue, sir.
Until I was rudely interrupted by Daniel, who collects dead carcasses on the road now.
It was million.
This is brilliant. I love this film. It's one of my all-time. I'll keep on saying that. I've got all-time favorites. All the time. How many times can I say time and all time? Let's do it again. This is one of my all-time favorites. Executive Decision is brilliant. Have you guys seen this? With lovely Kurt Russell. I love his acting in this. Hijacking plane, or somebody who hijacks a plane. I'll say that properly in English. And it's got Halle Berry in this as well, a very young, beautiful Halle Berry in this. Plays a hostess, and it's he's an analyst. It's got Steven Seagal, unfortunately, in this, but
Steven Seagal.
Yeah,
isn't it Seagal?
Don't hold that against the movie.
Not his name's not Cliff. It's not Seagal. It's Seagal.
Yes, he was the band member of this the Flock Seagulls.
Yeah,
Peter, the original cover. The original cover for that film had Steven Seagal on it. So when the film came out, they had the two heads. They had Kurt Russell and Steven Seagal, and Steven Seagal gets killed in the first 5 minutes of the film, and people got the shits, so they had to remove him from the poster. So because they couldn't bill him as a star because he was only in it for like 5 minutes. So that's why your cover there's only got Kurt Russell on it.
Well, it's better without him in it.
Probably.
Yeah. He was terrible in it. He only had 5 minutes, but he was terrible in it as well. So
that's why they killed him.
John Leguizamo, the short fella, right?
Oh yeah.
They didn't get along with Steven Seagal in one scene because they said this guy Steven was just a dick, a prick, a bastard. So. An arrogant person. So I don't know how he took direction on that film, but the director must have hated him for it. But anyway, I digress. But it is brilliant. So that's my number 2. Let's move on. Hey Daniel, have you got peroxided hair or something? Or you just blonded it with tips?
I've been out in the sun too much, and yeah,
surfing.
I'm rocking my 90s. I'm rocking my 90s frosted tips, mate.
I thought you were doing a Flock of Seagulls impression.
Yeah, and
Flock of Steven Seagulls.
Flock of Seagulls here on Seagal Street.
So where are you on the map?
I am here.
On the map. We are.
Yeah.
Which way am I facing? We are here, where it says "You are here."
Oh,
you are here.
Oh, that's
you are here.
How handy is that?
You are here.
No, I'm here.
Who needs an iPad or a smartphone when you can just go up to a wall and go, "You're here"?
Yeah, I know, right? It's bloody brilliant.
Yeah.
Look, I'm going to get up and I'm going to walk over there and say, I'm over here.
My favourite street, though, is this one here.
Seagal Street.
No, Beer Street.
Australia.
Beer Street. That's where the Heineken lives, mate.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, they live there.
Yeah.
So it's not another dead carcass or something, is it? So.
No, not yet. That was when you go road tripping.
That's brilliant. A new collection by Dan.
There you go, Dan. Have you been drinking, Dan?
Not tonight.
Christian wants to know, have you been drinking?
I've just finished work. I literally just finished work, and that's why we're standing here watching the trucks go by. Because I said I was going to be on, so this is the closest I can get to
That's
be
cool.
on. So.
Thanks, man. It's awesome.
That's all right, man.
You made it.
Nothing but support and love.
We're doing our top 5, as you know. You'll be doing your top 50, so we'll be here all night.
Yeah, that's it. Strap in, boys. We're in for a long haul.
Okay, we're going to continue while we look at Daniel's flocked seagull fringed blonde hair look in the bus stop, his new home. We will go to Scott.
Look, there's Christian Centre. Smugglers, there's your centre.
There's the Christian Centre. When he comes out to Australia, that's where he hangs out, is it?
That's where he hangs out at the Christian Centre. That's where all the Christians go, right there.
So not to your Colosseum, okay? Right. Oh,
No,
yeah,
no. Sorry for interrupting. Go, please go.
We'll get off the Colosseum of your dead carcass collection, and we'll go to Scott. Number one. What's your number one?
My number one is Terminator 2. I watched that movie recently. I love it. I mean, I can't really think of a better sequel than Terminator 2. I prefer it. I much prefer it to the original. Actually, I like the original, but yeah, Terminator 2 is awesome. I think it's aged really well. Like the Skynet artificial intelligence against the human resistance. I feel like the role of the Terminator is like it was like the role that was made for Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know, the big statue of a man with the robotic delivery of his lines. It's just, I think Arnie's awesome. It's got an incredible villain. It's got that. It feels kind of. It has that kind of 90s pop culture authenticity. I love Terminator 2.
Scotty, you can grab an action figure out. You've got Terminator 2 one.
I can. It's in fact the only film in my top 5 that I've actually got figures for up here. It's a warm night here, so I'm only wearing underwear. So I'm going to try to do this without.
Well, there's a couple of girls in the audience. Maybe that'll interest them.
So Scott
in his underwear.
There we go.
Scott, why did you choose Terminator 2 over Terminator 3 when you had Arnie looking like this going, talk to the hand?
That's right.
Talk to the hand. Hello. Hello.
Well, you just look like him.
I know, right?
Yeah,
we were talking about the Kenner Predator figures looking nothing like the film. I don't quite remember the T-800 looking like this in Terminator 2.
Not at all. Absolutely should have.
He should have had a big arm. He should have had an arm with a gun on it.
A ginormous power arm.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what she said. All right. Yeah.
Pete, you are on fire tonight. You're Pistol Pete.
I'm enjoying the stream. That's why,
I enjoyed the stream earlier behind this sign.
It's called the golden age of television.
Oh, it's getting loose.
That's right. It was a golden oldie. It's stale beer from last week.
I'd love to see your new bathroom then.
It's his new house. He's got a bathroom. He's got a toy room.
That's right. Movable feet. It's a movable feet.
I hope you didn't pee on them then.
No. That's behind, down there. Here's some I did earlier.
Oh.
This is what I did for you earlier.
Come on, we'll get it off topic. Please continue, Scott.
Okay.
No, I'm done.
Yeah.
I can't possibly pick up from where you left off there.
We've had 2 terminations tonight. You're Terminator 2, and he just did one. Right.
That's right. Brilliant.
Let's move on to Matt's number 1.
Let's go, Matt.
Me, okay. Number 1, always, forever, and whatever. It's Big Trouble in Little China with Kurt Russell.
Yes.
Of course. Come on, like Kurt Russell, Big Trouble. I seen this when the first movie when I was 15, and it's been my favourite ever since, pretty much. There was no action figure, so as soon as I saw, I don't know how I got this figure, but as soon as I saw it, I had to get it. I think my one and only pops. Before I got Elvira pop, I had only one pop, and that was Jack Burton. if that sounds good. But yeah, I love this movie. It's got everything in it. Lots of comedy, lots of action, bit of
action
magic,
action control.
Yeah, it's excellent. So I did have a T-shirt like that. I actually just thought I actually looked like that when I bought a T-shirt like that. I just thought I looked like Jack Byrne.
I'm laughing with
the hair.
you.
I just needed the hair. Scott, can I borrow some hair, please? Yeah, there you go. Number 1, Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh, I love it because it had a young Kim Cattrall in it. Cattrall?
Well, very true. Yeah, Kim Cattrall was in that. Yeah.
Brilliant.
A lot of
great
other
cast.
people.
Fantastic cast as well.
Yeah, Dennis Dunn, Kate Burton, Richard Burton's daughter. Kate Burton was the reporter in it. What's his name? James Hong, and who's been in like 60 million films.
Yeah.
Where's Andrew? Andrew just dropped off, did he?
Yeah.
He's just popped off for a quick prayer.
Yeah. You're gonna have to stand in. You're gonna have to show us your number. Show us your number 1, Dan.
I'll go behind the sign again.
Shit.
That's a great song. Bus Stop as well, isn't it? Really. Okay. Who sang that? Please. There we go. That's in there. So, that joke just went over everybody's head. Thank you very much. We'll be here next week.
Brilliant.
Okay, Andrew's gone, so I'm going to throw it to Daniel for his top 50. Let's go.
Well, do you want my top 5?
Yeah. Go. Top 5.
All right. So 5 to 1. So we've got Mad Max. Obviously, great Australian movie. Film not far from here. The original Road Warrior.
Road Warrior. Right.
Road Warrior. Yeah. You got to go with the original. So yeah, Road Warrior. Film not far from here. Great movie. Brilliant. Number 4. I think you already mentioned it was Escape from New York.
Yep.
So that was my number 4. Number 3 is if I was in my toy room and able to get it, I'd hold up the sword and go, there can be only one. Highlander.
Ooh, Highlander.
Okay, so you're going with that for action film. Wouldn't that be?
Of course, it's an action film. There's sword fighting in it.
It's a bit suspect. I will give you that because I haven't seen it and you've got peroxide here, so I will give you that.
Well, Andrew had Battlefield Earth. That's in ID4. Both of those got aliens in them.
All right. Don't shoot the messenger.
Andrew's backstage, by the way.
Oh.
He's in the green room.
He's in the green room.
Oh, okay.
No, Pete, they classify Highlander as a fantasy action.
It is a fantasy action, because it's obviously about being immortal, and there can only be one. Take the head of the final Highlander, whatever. And number 2, my number 2. My number 2, what was going to be? Is also. Well, this is a toss-up between Commando and Predator, actually, but yeah, I'll probably go. I think I have to go Predator on that one as well, just because.
What was it?
It's Predator. It's number 2.
Right.
Awesome movie. But for my number 1, it is the original Terminator. So back to back, Arnie, you can't go wrong.
There we go.
Good old Arnie.
Yeah,
just can't go wrong at all.
Okay, so stop there at 2. We'll swing back around and we'll go to Andrew's number 1.
I think
Dan just did his number 1.
He did.
There's my number 1. There's my number 1 there.
Puddle.
No, it's me. Is it me?
Because I've already done my number 2, so that's all good.
Is that where you went?
I don't know what happened there. Just whatever. It's the fairies got into it.
I can't count.
Gremlins. It was the Gremlins.
Yeah, Gremlins.
I'm a New Zealander. I can't count.
All right, I'd be fooling myself if I didn't say this film is it an action film? I suppose it is.
There you go.
Star Wars.
That's debatable. That's debatable.
Well, is it an action film? Is sci-fi action? I mean, it is.
I would class that as sci-fi, not action.
It's cowboys and Indians in space, isn't it?
Let's see what the VHS says. I got the VHS here. It says, Peter, you're wrong. Well, I don't know. It doesn't actually. They didn't used to really state on these sort of things, did they?
Well, I'm going to be kind and generous to you, Andrew, and give you that.
All right. You want me to? I've got backup ones. Okay.
No, keep it.
How about this one then? How about Jurassic Park?
That was my backup.
There you go.
Yeah.
I think that's another great one that came out. That'd have to be an action film for sure, wouldn't it?
That's an action film.
They classify that as action.
Yeah. So we love our dinosaurs, don't we, Matt?
Yeah.
All the dinosaurs have action body features, though.
Yeah.
Action body features.
We're all dinosaurs sometimes, aren't we? Really? Okay.
Well, I think we can speak for ourselves. Let's not drag Scott into that category quite yet.
No, Scott.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Scotty's got a bit.
Give him 10 years.
Give me a year or two.
On the back of the VHS, it says it's a space fantasy adventure.
So on the back of the VHS, it says bullshit, Peter. It is a space action adventure.
Yeah.
Right.
And it says in this version, which it does, I think, is this version hand shoots first. So.
Okay. All right. I know.
All right. Already says.
I know when I'm lit.
I'm outvoted.
That's not a very good sentence to end on. It's down. Okay, I'll give you Star Wars as a.
And I'll raise you.
Empire Strikes Back.
And I'll raise you Daniel's lovely bus stop home. What number are we on? Because I keep on forgetting.
Number one.
This
is your last one.
Number one.
Right.
Done.
Okay. Well, gotta say this is my number one. Quest.
Is that a game?
No, it is Jean-Claude Van Damme's rendition of his Bloodsport film when he first did. I think they redid this in a different setting. It had Roger Moore in it. It had different fighters from different countries. It was and it had James Remar in it. Very cool film. It was a full-on action-packed karate, kung fu, jiu-jitsu, whatever martial arts film. I think it's a good film. I think this is a fun, cool film. You guys don't know this. No question.
That's not the one. Oh no, Double Trouble. I'm thinking of where there's two. He plays a twin.
Yeah.
No, this was. If I can read it here, it's my man's search for soul. Oh, I can't even bloody read it. I need my glasses. But it's just it's set in the old kind of 50s, 30s kind of era. It's like The Lost City, A Man of Destiny, A Test of Honor. So it's just his quest to actually be free man, but it's fought in a far off land where all these fighters come, and from Germany, from Istanbul, from everywhere, China, and and Roger Moore's in it, and he plays a crook, a thief, and if you haven't watched this, good recommendation to watch. So Jean-Claude Van Damme, brilliant.
So was that before Bloodsport or after?
No, it's after, well after. Yeah,
okay.
well after. Yeah, so it was something. It was him doing Time Cop, and then he did this as well. So it's an act.
Okay, fair enough.
So
it's like a mid-90s.
Peter, can you just shake it again? Is it broken?
No, it's just loose. It's just loose.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's a DVD, so it's not like what did you show us? Laserdisc.
Sound like it was in two pieces.
No,
I'm gonna. Rolando says that no one picked Lord of the Rings, and I have to say that I am disappointed that you did not pick a Lord of the Rings movie, my friend.
It's not an action film. It's a fantasy
the lines are blurred.
film. So
it's adventure.
So I would argue under the sun, people in the chat.
That's a big fella. What's that? A huntsman? A scorpion?
That's a wolf spider.
A wolf spider.
Yeah.
Is
that why you class an action figure out there, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's running away. Catch it.
Is that one in your collection? Oh.
Not yet.
Nice.
He ran off. Yeah. No, not tonight. No. I just wanted to freak Daddy out.
Sorry, Orlando. We'll be chatting with you and me on the fact that Lord of the Rings is a fantasy and it's adventure. It's not an action film.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Join us next week when I debate it with Rolando myself. So everybody's gone quiet. Why is everybody gone quiet?
What you mean?
We thought you were
us? Yeah, we just.
Scott, have you frozen?
Yeah.
No. I'm just letting you blue with Rolando about Lord of the Rings.
Are we going around with some honourable mentions?
Oh yes, let's do that.
Let's go around and do some honourable mentions, Pete.
Have we got Daniel's number one, or was he just said one?
No,
one number one was Terminator.
Number one.
Terminator.
My number one was the Terminator.
Oh, okay.
But I've got honourable mentions. That's okay.
I just have to check that with the adjudicator myself. What? Okay, Scott. What's your honourable mentions? Or
So I had a couple that I was going to just kind of substitute if any of my top five were taken. The ones I jotted down were The Fugitive, the 90s Harrison Ford, Tommy Lee Jones movie. I think that's great. Again, like lots of awesome action sequences, jumping off the dam while Tommy Lee Jones is trying to track him. A lot of those awesome moments. And to me, it's like peak Harrison Ford and Tommy Lee Jones, like in that early mid 90s. So The Fugitive is one of my honorable mentions. The other one is Point Blank. Point Blank. What am I talking about? Point Break.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Keanu Reeves and Patrick Swayze.
Yeah,
great movie.
I mean, it's all action. It's surfing. It's skydiving. It's fighting. It's it's
bad impressions of him doing the gun going.
You got Anthony Kiedis to get shot in the foot.
That's it.
Is Roadhouse considered a action movie?
Oh, of course. I love Roadhouse.
Yeah.
That's my honourable mention, Roadhouse, man.
It's a different kind of action.
Every time that movie is on, if I find that movie, I've got to watch Roadhouse. I don't know why. Yeah. It's Sam Elliott and Patrick Swayze just beating the shit out of people. I love it.
Oh, yeah. Roundhouse kicking everyone.
Did you just get a strike against you, Pete, for me saying the S word? I don't know.
No, it's all right. It's fine. I mean, we'll just blame it on Daniel.
Blame it on Dan.
Mate, I'm full of shit, so it's okay.
Welcome back
Nobody-
to
Nobody spins more shit than me.
Well, that spider thought so. That's why I ran off.
Well, that's right. That's why he's bugging off. Yeah.
Okay, Scott, did you get 2 mentions or just one?
Yeah. No, I've given The Fugitive and Point Break.
Right. Okay.
I'm gonna throw in a franchise, and it's the Mission Impossible franchise. I don't know if anyone likes it or hates it, but every movie of the Mission Impossible, put my teeth back in. Mission Impossible films, I cannot get enough of those movies. Tom Cruise, he puts 110% in, and I can't get enough. I think what are they going to make release this year or next year? Number 7, I think.
7. Yeah, you're doing 8 next year. So,
and Leanne will just be next to me going, "Oh, Tom Cruise," and I go, "No, when's it on?" I'm going. So yeah, that and Roadhouse.
Are you picking Roadhouse and then all of Mission Impossible?
All of Mission Impossible movies.
All right.
Brilliant.
Okay, that rules out. Next time we talk about the best Mission Impossible movies,
I'd go all of them.
You've shot your load. Right, okay.
One sentence, all of them.
Okay, I'm going to go back to Andrew, then Daniel, and me.
All right, I got a couple. First one, I like the film, and that was G.I. Joe: Rise of Cobra. I don't know if you've seen it or not, but that was the first G.I. Joe film they've done, and it was awesome. The second one was crap, and but the first one was awesome.
Wasn't the first one had Brendan Fraser in the first one? I think it had Brendan Fraser. So.
Say again?
I think Brendan Fraser was in the first one, wasn't he?
Oh, he had a cameo.
Yeah, cameo. That's right.
Yeah,
he
came in on a like a little motorbike thing, a quad bike or whatever, and said a couple of lines, and that was it. I don't know why they had him in do that.
Maybe the character. So maybe he was playing a specific character or something like that. Right.
Yeah, it had one of the. I think it was one of the Wayans brothers, in it, and but it was quite good. It was good. It's a good action film, when done by Hasbro, of course. So, and is that another one? Might be debatable again, like Star Wars, but that's we grew up with this one, and that's Battlestar Galactica. And
is that that's a TV series?
Don't go there, Pete. Don't go there, Pete. Don't go there.
No, my friend.
I had this discussion with him last night.
What? Yes, that's right. So what it was, they released it as a film first, so it was a feature-length film, and then they did release it as a film because it was at the cinemas, and I went to the cinemas and saw it back in the day, and they converted it. They broke it up when they did the TV series. They re-released it, and they broke it up as a parts and put it in as the TV series. But they did originally release it first as a film. It was done as a film.
Andrew, you're a rule breaker. That's awesome.
It's a rule.
Rule breaker. Right.
I'll let that go. Andrew was sitting in the cinema eating Pringles. Once you pop, you can't stop.
That's right. Remember, get your Pringles. It's like Buck Rogers. Buck Rogers, they did the film. It came out, released as a film. When they decided it got popular and they did the TV series, they broke the film up and did it as a part series.
Only went for 2 seasons, didn't it?
Pardon?
Only went for 2 seasons, didn't it? I think the original.
Buck Rogers.
Original the original Battlestar Galactica only went for 2 seasons, I think, and then
1.
Was it 1? That's right. It was 1. There we go. I stand corrected. There we go.
Well, what they did was it was a very expensive series to make, but it was so popular though, and then they realized Star Wars then came out, and they went, oh shit, like let's get it, let's do something, and they couldn't. They did the Cylon when they hit Earth, they found Earth, I think, and they did a series on that.
Yeah, they did Battlestar 80, didn't they? Yeah. But you'll notice in the TV series, you'll see the same sort of special effects. That's because they robbed it from the film. So they cut the special effects out of the film and they just spliced it into the TV series when they wanted it. So, too bad it's an action.
Over to you, Dan.
Okay, so I've got three honourable mentions. The first one is Yep, that's one. The first one is Universal Soldier.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
My second one is wait for this truck to go past. That's not what it's called. Just wait for the truck. My second movie is First Blood, which is an action movie.
Yes.
Story about a 12-year-old girl. And my third one is Under Siege, because the chef is the hero of the movie. So that is my honourable mention.
It's a love story.
Yeah, that's right.
Mr. Seagull himself. Goodness.
Yeah. Oh, good old Cliff.
When the Baywatch girl jumps out of the cake. We all love
That's it. Yeah.
Erica Eleniak, or whatever her name was.
God, what is she, Australian?
No.
Okay.
She's American.
She's about as Australian as you are, Pete.
Yeah.
I'm not. Right, okay. My honourable mention is the one that you just said in your honourable mentions.
Sorry.
Is First Blood.
Yep.
So, great story based off a book.
No, it's the story of a 12-year-old girl.
Well, he had long hair as well, a girl, but sudden death.
I thought he was holding up Encino Man there for just a moment. I just thought, what's he going to show Encino Man?
That's a great movie.
Encino Man's awesome.
Yeah, that is fantastic. But hardly action.
That's
right.
Yeah, sudden death.
Is that Jean-Claude Van Damme again?
It is, yeah. You got a lot of Van Damme in there tonight, Pete.
Did you buy his whole collection? You just...
I'm a huge fan of his fighting style. I don't know why his name. Sorry. And another one.
Sci-fi. That's sci-fi.
Oh, come on.
Give us a Chuck Norris movie.
Well, Peter must admit the beginning of Time Cop is the best 10 minutes in any film. It's just great. Where the guy goes back in time and he stops a Confederate. The Confederates coming up and they say, get away, we shoot him, and he pulls out this submachine gun with lasers on it and just blows them all away. That was the best. The rest of the film was just shit, but
well, that's because it was based on a true story, Andrew.
Yeah. Did that really happen? Oh, I thought I read it in the history books.
No, it's definitely in the history books.
Yeah, that was great.
But anyway, I've just gone back to the chat, and not many things are happening. Sorry, that's right.
They've all left.
It's just cricket noises.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed that no one mentioned the Chuck Norris. I should have just picked a Chuck Norris movie. As bad as they all are, I should have just picked one, just so I could brought a Chuck Norris figure down, so he could make a special guest appearance at least.
Well, nobody mentioned any which way but loose either. So that's
that's the
Any which way but loose.
That's not an action film.
Yes, it is. It's got an action monkey and everything.
For a 10-year-old, it is. Oh, dear.
I'm here, Zombie Man 500.
Yo, J Dog. Hey, Andrew, you got to say it. Yo, dog.
Yo, dog. I'll turn my hat back in for that one, matey.
All righty.
Look at you now.
Hey, it's nice and cool like that.
Hang on. Hey, wait a minute. I'm going to do it it's like this, Scott, in the 90s, wasn't it?
Yeah. You're not rocking it hard enough.
as the decades went, the hats spun around in different positions. Now it's come full circle again.
Exactly.
Hats.
We lost the plot now.
We've lost it a long time ago.
Robin of the Hood. No one said surf Nazis must die. Bloody hell.
That'll have to be another show you'll have to do, Peter, like the worst films of all time or something, the top 5 worst films of all time.
Yeah, I know. So, yeah, that'd be good. That'd be quite funny, eh? Yeah.
Would be.
Okay, get Dan on with his flock of seagulls here.
I didn't say the worst groups of all time.
When are you going to do a room tour of that bus stop there, Dan? Yeah.
I've pretty much done most of it. Like you got this side, and then you got that side.
It's Port Augusta, isn't it?
Port Augusta.
What's the number one tourist spot in Port Augusta there, mate? So if you come to Port Augusta,
this pub over here.
What's that?
It's the Tassie Street pub.
Okay.
If apart from that, you've got the Arid Lands Botanic Gardens. That's beautiful. Where you can see this guy. You can see. It's a bit dark. I can't show you the birds, and that's too dark over there. But yeah, it's basically flowers and spiders and lizards but look at that for a sunrise and panoramic and beautiful.
That's not a sunrise. That's a dust storm.
that very well could be Armageddon. That one. So there you go. There's the Arid Lands Botanic Gardens. That's where it is.
This is what the orange line.
And it's free, so it's even better.
Man, Australia's got small.
Yes, very small. But the other thing is the Pitchy Ritchie Railway. So if you like old trains and train spotting, there you go.
No, we only like action figure spotting.
Good luck with that here. Yeah. Yes.
I noticed in the private chat, Pete, Si sent a message going, I'm here.
Oh shit, did he?
Yeah, but that was like over an hour and a half ago.
Yeah.
He wasn't in the green room for an hour, was he?
Peter, what's going on here?
Si, if you're still watching, I do apologize. I really do apologize. So that was my bad. My bad entirely. We'll get you on next time, I think. So
with Dan again.
Yeah, with Dan. So yes, I do take that on. I do apologize. That was my bad. So if you were waiting,
that's all right, mate.
So
it's all good.
Yeah. Technical difficulties can really be a pain in the ass. So, what the heck was that?
It's just a car going past me.
Wow.
We are on a freeway after all. Highway to hell.
Okay. It's nearly getting into the 2-hour mark, guys. So I am going to wrap it up, but I want to just say, tell me and tell everybody, or even people in the chat. Well, this is good. Awesome. Thank you. What you guys are doing for this week? Videos or upcoming streams or so? Scott, you want to?
What am I doing? Well, Matt and myself are doing a live stream on Monday. Matt, you're still good for that?
Absolutely.
Alrighty, so we're kind of going to be kicking off 2023 by talking about our favourite pickups of last year and what we're going to be on the hunt for this year. So that's my next thing coming up next Monday night, 9 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. So looking forward to that. Aside from that, I got nothing in the works. So we'll get through that, and then I'll work out what's next for me.
Right, cool. And there'll be vice versa for you guys, right? With the stream with Scott.
Matt.
No?
What? Who? What?
Whose channel?
Matt and Andrew,
will it be?
With the stream.
Oh, that's going to be on my channel.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's going to be on my channel next Monday. So
Yeah.
looking forward to that one. That'll be a fun chat.
Yeah, it'll be cool.
Dan, what's happening with you, man?
I am in the process of moving, so I'm packing, and again, hence the reason there's no toy room. So probably not a lot will be happening for probably 2 to 3 weeks.
Right.
So even Lego's live stream, I won't be able to get on that either. So, but yeah, I'll see how it goes. But it's a bit hard when you sort of in between two places and things are in storage. You know what I mean? G'day, Luke.
Hey, Luke.
Cheers, Luke.
Hey.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I won't be having top 5. I mean, we'll just do this when we can, and we'll all get together and have this top 5, and because everybody's busy, and I mean, I'll be doing a lot this year myself on the show with streams with different people and also interviews. I have a lot of movies that I want to review and action figure reviews I want to do as well. So it's going to be a fun year for me. So come and join me on the P.G.M Show. I'll be dropping one thing, and that's interviewing actors.
Oh, okay. Why is that?
Because nobody wants to come and talk to me as an actor. So I'll probably have to pay. So it's very hard and difficult to get actors and even friends who are actors and keep that audience. So I really want to keep an audience. So that's why I'm generally going to do toy reviews and movie reviews and And just
can we pick it up then, Pete? I've got can we pick that part of it up and interview actors now? I've got Scott Baio, I've got Harrison Ford, I've got Jean-Claude Van Damme and Arnold Schwarzenegger lined up for preview.
You have my blessing, my son. Yes, and if they don't like your show, they can just
I'll send it to you.
But I do hope I can interview Scott here in the middle, up here, for my first interview this year. For my first interview. So, and I'm just looking forward to this year, just to actually talk to you guys and have a laugh with you guys on streams and in the chat. It's going to be a bumpy year for me on the P.G.M Show. It's good to see you, Dan. It really is.
Good to see you, mate. Again, we need to catch up. As soon as I get myself sorted out, hopefully in the next couple of weeks, we'll try and do something again. So.
Yeah, do that. Yeah, they're brilliant because I'm missing you on Lego starters at the moment. So so
I think a lot of people are. So unfortunately, life gets in the way of everything, and just got to get out and move on with it.
But I'm going to say goodbye and thank you for the chat. I didn't annoy you. I hope I don't annoy you. But please, everybody knows each other, but please, I hope you do follow these guys on streams and chats and have a great time and please do follow them on streams. Have a good chat. It's good to see everybody, Miss Diti and Rolando. It's good to see you, Luke. I can name all of them, but I won't. So thank you, Sai, for trying to get on. And if you did get on, I apologize for that. But there is always next time. Anyway, it's good night from him, and it's good night from me.
Good night from you.
Good night from you. Yeah.
Please stick around, guys. If you want to stay in this green room, we'll talk. Okay.
All right. Thanks, chat, for joining us.
Thanks, everybody.
Goodbye.
I hope you got Pringles out there.
Take care. And
Did you get my rider? I want 2 spiders and a beer.
and it's goodbye.
See ya.